Yeah, I've got about 10 minutes or less to do this, so I'm trying to do it as best I can, as quickly as I can, so I'm not being as though this is my only break. Back to work for the rest of the night. Um, no, I know I said a lot about Nickelodeon's team. Again, if you like it, that's fine. I said it best. I said it best, I believe, in a previous audio. I think I've said it best. That if they just take this love triangle out, I might give the show a chance. I would. I really would. But that's not the only thing that kind of bugs me a little bit. I know I've talked about this in text maybe before and maybe even on video and on camera, or even through audio. And what that is it seems to me, and I'm going to try to go as best detail as I can here, but it seems to me that this show loves to mutate just about everybody in sight. I'm not lying. Even if it's a new character or an established character, they all seem to like to mutate them. Even if it's a second mutation, they like to mutate them. And I, for one, can't fathom as to why this Ciro and his crew are on such a mutation craze or mutation rampage. I mean, it's one thing come out and say that this version of April, this teenage April, is half mutant, half alien mutant, or whatever you want to call her. Basically half mutant herself. And it's like, seriously? You're gonna take a character that, yes, in other incarnations has been mutated at least a few times, but it's only been for one episode. You're gonna go and say that this incarnation is half mutant. You're gonna go and say that. Then if that's not enough, you take another established female character, sort of an anti-hero, in Karai, and you turn her into a freaking snake, but on top of that, you decide, oh, let's make her a shape-shifting snake, so that she can shape-shift back from a snake to human, with snake-like features. And then you decide to give a new villain, if you will, I guess you can call him villain, power to turn anybody, or in this case any mutant, into a plant monster, whatever you want to call him. And then you decide not once but twice to mutate April's dad, first into a bat and then to a Krang monster. Like what? It's like, what is your deal? And then you take someone like Dog Pound, you mutate him into Razar, and like, and it doesn't matter who the character could be, new or established. It seems you guys get a kick. It seems these guys get a kick out of mutating them. And for what? For what reason? And on top of that, like I said, you got all these other things that they do. You got, let's take April's best friend, her BFF, and, let's make her one of the Krang Primes in disguise. Not even indicating of anything not even indicating whether or not that was actually Irma for this show, or if maybe the real Irma is around, which pretty much a lot of fans are speculating there is an Irma in this show. She probably, like April's mom, got kidnapped and is being held prisoner for all we freaking know. But yet you want to go on this whole mutation craze of yours. What reason? For what? I understand this is a different dimension, if you will, of the Turtles, an alternate universe of the Turtles. I get that. But I think it's been fully established. Doesn't matter what version of the Turtles we have seen, there has not been that many mutations at all. You take a look at the 2003 to 2009 series, you had plenty of ways to mutate people there, but you didn't. You have plenty of opportunities to mutate people there, but you don't. The only series that might have come closer to this, as far as mutating people, would be the original series, but it was only for one time. It wasn't, throughout the entire series run. It wasn't permanent or temporary. It was just for the time being, for that one episode. If you take a look at April, 1, 2, 3 times she was mutated. 1, 2, 3 those times she was mutated, one episode in 1, 2, 3, she was restored in that episode. Irma and Vern. 1, 2, restored in one, both mutated in one episode, all restored in one episode. The thing is, it's one thing to say, okay, we're going to go and mutate this person for one episode just so people can finally see them mutated. It's another to go overboard with mutating, just about everybody in sight just because you feel like it. It's just, it's one thing to do that, but, it's another, like I said, to go overboard. Like I said, it's one thing to, mutate them for one episode, maybe two, but I'm just saying, I think what the TMNT Crave team needs to do is slow down on the mutation craze, because you're going to start driving people away. Love Triangle is going to drive people away. It's slowly going to do that if you don't resolve that, like I've said before. But on the other hand, you keep mutating people and characters, established or new, over and over and over again, and you're not going to get many people happy. You're going to get a lot of people upset, because it's basically like you're making a mockery out of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles by basically mutating everybody in sight. And this includes making April a half mutant. So, it's up to you guys. I think anybody would agree, it's up to them.